This video will demonstrate to owner-operators how to set up the Trucker's Trip Planning app after download. The video is not necessary for company drivers. And when doing the initial setup, we want to do two things. One, we want to set up our cost per mile worksheet. And two, we want to record our truck settings. This way, the information will always be available, and you'll only need to update it whenever you have changes. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and select plan a new load, and we're going to come to the load ID. Now what we want to do with this is name it something just to let us know that it's the initial setup and not actually a load. So we'll use something like setup. Okay, and we want to make sure that whenever we save loads or even in doing the initial setup, we want to make sure that we only use one word or a string of numbers or whatever the load ID is. But we want to make sure that there is no spaces in there, because this is going to become a part of a directory file name, and if there are spaces in it, then it just won't work. So we'll go ahead and name this setup and click done. And the next thing we want to do is we want to go to our cost per mile page. And I've actually already included my information in here. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go ahead and put all of your annual cost. The first thing you want to do is make sure you put in your miles driven per year. And in this case, we went on and used 100,000. And we want to put in our salary percent. And then we want to go ahead and put in our fixed cost. And then we want to go ahead and put in our average miles per gallon, our average cost of diesel, our average cost of DEF, and then we want to put in our variable cost. And the reason we're setting this up because once we save it, it's going to be available to us each time we plan a load, and we won't have to keep coming back and retyping it in. At the same time, when we do plan a load, we want to make sure that we do look at this page and check it to make sure that there is no changes, like in the average miles per gallon, the average cost of diesel, or even the average cost of DEF. And sometimes we may want to add or delete fixed and variable cost. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click done here. The next thing that we want to do is we want to go to start our trip, and we want to go ahead and put in our truck settings. And as you can see, I've already pre-filled my truck settings. And again, this information will be available for calculations for our routes when we plan a load. So pretty much that's it. So we click done. And then we want to go ahead and select save your load. And this way it's saved into the phone's directory and ready and available for use. And that concludes our video.